it's an offline phone. Price is high. It's an online phone. That's why the price is low. I mean, we hear that a lot from brands. We hear that a lot from people like us, YouTubers and all that. So what's going on here? Are brands cheating us? What is the difference? Why does an offline phone cost more, or why is an online only phone priced a lot more competitively, a lot cheaper? Hey guys, my name's Ash. You're watching C4E Tech, and in today's video, I'm going to try to answer these questions to the best of my knowledge. Now, before we begin, here's a card to our latest giveaway. Links in the description below. And while you're down there, hit that bell icon, become part of the C4E squad. Let's now get started. So let's start with how offline and online work. First, online. Now, when a product is sold online, there are two major players in India, Flipkart and Amazon.in. Usually for a phone, these guys charge about a 10% profit margin, as in they charge 10% more. They sell it to us at 10% more than what they buy from the brand. We're going to call this margin. Sometimes for some super hot phones, they might even waive all the charges. Wait, what? Why would anybody do that? Why would anyone do anything for free? Because it really isn't free. I mean, let's take an example. To get traffic onto their websites, they do advertising, right? It's called marketing expenses. Now, I don't know the margin for this phone, so this is just a hypothetical example here. So overall, whatever I say here is just stuff I've learned via multiple sources in the industry. But this phone over here, this is just an example. So let's take the Poco F1. Now, Flipkart knows that this phone will sell like hotcakes. Snapdragon 845 at 21,000 rupees. So maybe they don't charge Poco anything, but instead, Poco does bring in a huge amount of traffic to Flipkart. So there are going to be expenses for Flipkart to stock these in a warehouse and then deliver it to people and all that. But then that is what they're going to put down as marketing expenses, because this might bring someone to buy on Flipkart for the first time because it's a very good deal. So they might even download the app. Flipkart will keep sending them push notifications and get more sales in the future. Or maybe someone who doesn't get a Poco F1 on flash sale might get frustrated and buy some other phone on Flipkart. I mean, that happens to us a lot, right? Sometimes when I've tried to buy a phone for a giveaway on flash sales, it's driven me nuts. I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced that as well. Have you ended up buying a different phone sometime when you couldn't buy something on flash sales? Let me know your experience in the comments. So this is another way Flipkart could get more money out of that. And then even if you do end up buying a Poco F1, you'd probably end up buying accessories, tempered glass, and so on. So given the huge interest for a phone like this, a site like Flipkart or Amazon might not even charge a margin. So it's 0 to 10%. That's the online cost. Now, offline works very differently. First, the brand needs to have a distributor in the country. The national distributor has about a 5% margin. Then there is a zonal distributor, say a distributor for South who handles Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. Now, this zonal distributor, he has a 5% margin too. Sometimes for some brands, there might be a city distributor too, in which case the zonal distributor takes a little less. Let's not go there. Let's keep this, let's not overcomplicate things and keep this chain very clean and simple. So let's not take city distributors into account, and let's get to the end store now. There are two kinds of end stores. One is a brand store, your LG showroom, your Sony showroom, your Samsung showroom. We've seen that, right? So the other one is a multi-brand store. Here they sell a lot of different brands' phones, your Purvikas, your Universals, and so on. So multi-brand stores usually charge about 13 to 17% margins. Now, if you've ever gone to an offline store to buy something, you can bargain with them for a discount. Usually they end up giving you free power banks and earphones and all that, right? So now you know how they manage to do that. So let's roughly put it at 15%. So as you can see so far, the margins for offline, it's come to 25% compared to 10% online. Now, this doesn't mean the stores are ripping you off. They are paying a bucket load of rent for wherever it is. It's like premium locations in a city. It's very expensive, right? So that is how it works. Now, that's not just it. If you see Samsung or Oppo or Vivo displays in a multi-brand showroom, the brands pay rent to these stores for this. So this can cost up to 40,000 rupees a month. And then you see these people with a Samsung or a different brand t-shirt in a mobile shop, Now, these are not employees of Purvika or Universal, but these are employees of a Samsung or a Oppo or a Vivo. So these guys are called promoters. So offline stores these days, they expect a promoter from a brand, and brands are okay with it too, since having a promoter in store means their products can easily be pushed to the end consumer. And for the offline store, it's easy money. A brand is paying for a sales guy. They're selling the phone. They're gonna push it and sell it, and the store just sees a 15% profit on it. Good deal, right? So for a guy like this, for a good promoter, a brand would pay about 20,000 rupees as a salary. So as you can see, monthly it's a 60,000 rupee expense per store. Now that's about 5,000 stores in South or across the country, whatever. Let's just cut out the complex math and call it a 10 to 15% expense added to the phone. So this is with multi-brand showrooms like Sangeeta Mobiles or Purvika or Universal and all that. For brand stores, now these are showrooms where an LG or Samsung would be paying for a certain number of employees, not just one. And they will also usually be paying half the rent for it. So while the commitment is higher, since for example in Chennai, a mid-size LG or Samsung brand store would easily be paying over a lakh in rent, but the advantage of the for the brand here is that the margins of brand stores are lower. Instead of 13 to 17% with a Universal or a Purvika, brand stores typically get only 10%, and they don't have any competition. They're only selling that brand's phones, and sometimes this can even go down to 5% depending on how popular the phone is. But the costs, they even out either way. So offline, the margins roughly amount to 35 to 40% compared to 10% online. But hey, what about Xiaomi? They're priced reasonably and they offer their phones offline too these days. Good question. Xiaomi's case is very interesting. 1 year back, Xiaomi's offline sales were close to non-existent. They had no offline market share. But in the last 1 year, they've gotten really good. But if you look at the last 1 year, the Redmi Note 5 Pro is basically the real Redmi Note 5. The Redmi Note 5 Pro is the successor to the Redmi Note 4, not the Redmi Note 5. It was launched, that just means that they hiked the price of the Redmi Note series by 30%. To give you more proof, the Chinese Redmi Note 5 Pro, as in the Redmi Note 5, which is, this is getting complicated. The Redmi Note 5 Pro in India sells as Redmi Note 5 AI in China, and that is priced at around the 10K mark. So in India, the phone costs 30% more. The Redmi Y2, for example, was launched targeting the offline crowd, selfies and all that. The Mi A2's base price has gone up by 2,000 rupees compared to last year's A1. Now, Xiaomi is still competitive, their pricing is still excellent, but they're not as aggressive today as they were last year when they were focusing only on online. That is because offline costs money. At every step, the chain needs to be fed, it needs to be paid, and hence, Poco now. Also remember, Xiaomi's demand was so insanely high that offline sellers were buying phones online and selling them at a markup. So Xiaomi didn't have to go the promoter plus display cases route because the demand was already there. Now, will this method succeed in the long run? We don't know yet because it's just been 1 year and initial signs are positive. So maybe it does. But for now, we need to wait and see. So why do brands do this? Why can't everybody just sell online? They save a lot of money. We, the end consumers, are happy. Why should they, price their phones higher? And every phone that launches in the 20K segment this year, the comments are going to be the same, right? I would rather buy the Poco F1. Poco F1 is much better than this. But here's the catch, guys. The Poco F1 is not available. The Poco F1 is a great phone, but it's online. And because it's online and they are trying to cut down on storage charges and all, there's only a limited quantity that will be made. Offline, the availability goes up. And also, 70% of mobile phone sales, even as of today in India, happen offline. Even a brand like Xiaomi has been forced to realize that today. And that is why they're moving offline. No one can just sell online. Look at it. Oppo focuses offline, OnePlus and Realme focus online, Huawei focuses offline, Honor focuses online. With Samsung, the J series are offline, the On series are online. It's the same exact phone, right? In the past, even Lenovo has done something similar, the same phone with different names for offline and online at different price points. Maybe as online adoption increases, more and more people start shopping online, the price difference between online and offline will drop. If the end showrooms, they don't have showrooms in that expensive parts of town and they start taking a lower percentage, and maybe the middlemen take a little lower. As and when the online adoption keeps increasing, then maybe we'll see these prices kind of even out. But as of now, it isn't a case of brands cheating. Online and offline are just different ways of doing things. So the OnePlus 6 might be a better phone than the Galaxy A8 Star. The A8 Star might just outsell the OnePlus 6 because it's available wider. And the Poco F1 with something like the Vivo V11 Pro, I can guarantee you that the V11 Pro is going to outsell the Poco F1 because it's offline. This is online, only on flash sale. And that's how it goes. So as a brand, offline is important too. And it is how it works as of today. Now, this is a very interesting topic for me. I thought this is something you guys would want to understand because every time we do a phone, I mean, just now, the V11 Pro, I'm shooting this video the same day the V11 Pro unboxing went live. And a lot of comments that I saw was like the F1 is better and stuff. And yes, it is. I don't dispute that. The F1, the Poco F1 does come with the 845 and all that. But online versus offline is very different. The reason why I really like the V11 Pro is because this time for an offline phone at 25K, they're giving things. You can't always say compare an offline phone to an online because there is so much of a percentage difference in terms of how much it costs to bring a phone offline. Anyway, if you think I've been rambling on for way too long, my apologies, but I just felt this would be something interesting to share with you guys. Did you find it interesting? If yes, if you felt it was too rambly, then go ahead, vote this video down. Either way, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. And now it is time I bid you adieu. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.